Across America, it's getting harder to vote. 38 states have restrictive voter ID laws more than ever before.
All of a sudden, around the nation, we see so many restrictive voting laws.
There are tough new laws in Arizona, Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina, as well as many more. Hardest hit by these laws are the disabled, Black and brown voters, new citizens, and young people. Close to 15% of voting-age citizens do not have the form of ID they may need to vote this year. That's almost 35 million Americans. But there's one organization that is getting voters the ID help they need. Vote Riders, nonpartisan and free. Vote Riders aims to reach 10 million Americans before Election Day, ensuring they have a voice in our democracy. Please help us help all eligible voters. Make your tax-deductible donation today. Every vote should be counted, and every eligible American should be able to vote. Thank you.
Hey everybody! Look at that, I'm actually here today. Only, half hour late, so, we're getting a little better. I mean, not 2.5 hours late, or not here at all, like, been how it's been going all week, but, slight improvements. We're getting slightly better. Yeah, the problem is, I just keep on trying to get one stream set up, ready to go, and while I'm doing that, I'm also trying to edit other videos to get those up, and then gotta monitor the news to see if anything's happening out there, and then by the time I'm done all that, I'm falling behind on half a dozen other things. So, just another example of why I need to hire some help. So, feel free to chip in anytime now. Become a $5 Patreon member, and, you'll get automatically joined into the Discord. We got a couple people in there now, and, it's not all politics, and it's not all American politics either. So if you're from another country, don't feel like you can't join in. We got Canadian politics in there. We got a bunch of, other topics in there, movies and animals and pets and sports and all kinds of stuff in there. So don't feel like if you're not obsessed with politics, you can't join the Discord, And, if you're one of the early ones, you can, post whatever the hell you want in there. Make it your own little hangout, And once it gets more crowded, you'll probably get, kind of buried amongst there, but you'll be one of the original few, one of the OGs. So yeah, it's only $5. I mean, come on, help me out here. I'm starving here. This is the thing, I could go over to the right wing and make a killing off those fucking morons, like that guy that just went over there with a random bunch of books that he swapped out the covers on, and just wrote Trump Bible on it, and was handing them out for $10. And these dumbasses were just like, he's like, oh, you want to buy a Trump Bible? And they're like, oh, sure, we'll take 2. Sight unseen. Doesn't even open it, doesn't take a look at it, just sight unseen. Oh, yeah, we'll take 2. One for me, one for her. I could make a killing if I go over to the right and spew a bunch of bullshit. You guys are lucky I care enough about democracy, and I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror at some point in the near future, but come on, be cool. Why is the left so stingy, chip in every once in a while. Help me out with this, I bring you the news, and you bring me nothing. But yeah, anyway, so today it's not going to be a huge stream. Like I said, I'm falling kind of behind on the big stories I'm working on, but hopefully I'll get those out. You know what? Maybe I might, depending on what time the UFC wraps up tomorrow, and how much I can get done in between. I might do a live stream tomorrow, too. I don't know yet, but, we'll see how things go. Don't hold me to it, but, likely not gonna happen. I'd say there's about a 25% chance of there being a live stream tomorrow night sometime. Not the usual time, or, well, I guess there is no usual time for these at this point, but, at some point, there will be a usual 8 p.m. start time for these. Eventually, I'll get my shit together, but, maybe tomorrow we'll do a late night live stream, and cover some of these other stories, so I can at least chop them up into videos and post that. But yeah, today we'll just do a couple quick news stories, answer an email or two. I think there's only one in there that wasn't just insane bullshit. See, that's another thing. These MAGA morons are way more involved, I've probably gotten like 7 emails that are just insane, rambling, incoherent nonsense from, right-wing maggot morons that I guess are watching my stream for some reason. But, you Democrats are really lacking there. I got like 3 emails so far that are actually worth reading. So, we'll get to that one that's left that I haven't read, and, feel free to send in another one anytime. But yeah, so we'll do that, and then maybe, I also want to get to the X leaderboard. I'm not calling it X, it's Twitter. God damn it, it's fucking Twitter. Fuck Elon Musk. But we'll get to the Twitter leaderboard, community notes leaderboard, and see who the biggest liars on the site are on there. And you'll be none too surprised to find out that most of them are right-wing retards that you're probably familiar with. But, we'll go over that, and then we'll just hang out a bit. But, yeah, let's get into the news here. What do we got? So MAGA is spreading voter fraud lies again, this time claiming that Democrats are suing the state of Alabama to keep illegal immigrants on the voter rolls, knowing that Trump's brain-dead base won't actually read anything to find out the truth about what's actually happened, so let's just debunk this bullshit right now. So yeah, the right-wing dipshits are claiming that, I guess the DOJ is suing the state of Alabama to keep illegal aliens on the voter rolls, is the claim they're making. Yesterday, the Biden-Harris DOJ sued the state of Alabama for fighting to remove potential non-citizens. See, you gotta love how they always insert these, little subtle words so they can have plausible deniability later. I said potential. I wasn't saying they were all non-citizen or illegals. I said the word potential, knowing who their base is and that they're not going to read into this. But anyway, yesterday, the Biden-Harris DOJ sued the state of Alabama for fighting to remove potential non-citizens and illegal aliens from their voter rolls ahead of the 2024 election. But here's what actually happened. There were 3,251 registered Alabama voters who had been issued non-citizen identification numbers by the Department of Homeland Security. However, since receiving them, have become naturalized citizens and are therefore eligible to vote. The Justice Department characterized this process as a systematic voter removal program. Violating federal election law by removing registration within 90 days of an election that has ensnared U.S. citizens, both those born in the United States and those who were naturalized, and put them on a path to no longer appearing on Alabama's voter registration list. So, basically, because for whatever reason between the last election and this one, they were issued non-citizen voter identification numbers. They got removed from the voter rolls, but since then, in the last 4 years or so, a large percentage of them have become U.S. citizens and eligible to vote. But of course, MAGA doesn't care about that. The Justice Department announced today that it has filed a lawsuit against the state of Alabama and the Alabama Secretary of State to challenge a systematic state program aimed at removing voters from its election rolls too close to the November 5th general election in violation of the National Voter Registration Act of 1993. The DOJ said it reviewed Allen's decision and found that the state sent letters to both native-born and naturalized U.S. citizens informing them that their voter record was made inactive and that they were on a path for removal from Alabama's statewide voter registration list. The DOJ said the letter further violated the NVRA by telling those voting eligible U.S. citizens that they would need to complete the state's voter registration form, while also informing them that they would not be able to register to vote in the 14 days before an election. So yeah, naturally, MAGA has taken this claim and run with it, and Trump started repeating it at, I think he repeated it at the Bloomberg thing that he was doing the other day. But yeah, like with everything that comes out of MAGA, it's not true, and all you gotta do is read like 2 paragraphs to find out the facts, but you know, MAGA doesn't care about facts these days. Anyway, so Trump returned to Butler, PA to have another rally, but after all was said and done, people started posting pictures online of all the trash his supporters left behind, which seems to be a common trend among the maggots that attend his rallies, since similar scenes were left behind after Trump rallies in Wisconsin and New Jersey. Yeah, aren't they great? That was Pennsylvania. And that's it from the air. Like, they left so much garbage that you can actually see it from the sky. And then, this was Wisconsin. And then New Jersey. Aren't they great? You know? Trash leaving trash everywhere. Oh, the irony. Meanwhile, over in West Virginia, Republicans are already laying the groundwork to not certify the election results if Trump loses. And if you actually read the bill they put forth, it's just riddled with right-wing conspiracies and misinformation, and with the list of shit they're planning on using as an excuse to not certify, they're basically just admitting that they have no intention to certify the results if Trump doesn't win. It's happening. They're already starting to lay the groundwork for not certifying the election results. The state of West Virginia will not recognize an election of a candidate for president during the 2024 election cycle if the Attorney General of West Virginia or Secretary of State of West Virginia, in consultation with the West Virginia legislature, determined that the election fraud in any state was a major reason that resulted in a candidate for president obtaining a majority in the Electoral College. Yeah, I'm sure you'll stick to that if Trump's the one that it benefits. But, yeah, House Concurrent Resolution 203, if you guys want to look it up. And it's just riddled with conspiracy theory bullshit in here. Whereas the constituents of the United States and the state of West Virginia are required that only legal citizens may vote in the U.S. and West Virginia elections, and that there is abundant evidence that non-citizens have been and are being registered to vote in the national election of 2024, which there isn't, by the way. Election fraud includes non-citizen voting, vote buying, ballot forgery, illegal or illicit ballot harvesting, illegal or illicit discarding of legal votes or voter registration, ballot miscounts, algorithmic manipulation of votes or vote tabulations, cyber attack or manipulation, or intimidation. Election fraud also includes interference by any government entities, including arrests or prosecutions for apparent political motives or other forms of persecution using legal or official processes, to negatively affect an electoral process or a political entity participating in an electoral process using unconstitutional, extra-constitutional, illegal, or otherwise illegitimate means, including those under the color of law or office. So basically, if Trump commits any more crimes and you try holding him accountable, we won't certify the election results. But that's not all they're planning on using as an excuse, because election interference includes censorship, which they consider everything censorship these days, information suppression or manipulation, or other unconstitutional, extra-constitutional, illegal, or otherwise illegitimate actions by the federal government, foreign governments, or other state governments, either directly or in collusion with elements of the media, social media entities, information entities, and political entities. So literally anything. Like, that just covers anything and everything that comes out of MAGA these days. They call everything, social media and mainstream media conspiracy, and everything's censorship, and everything's, a big political conspiracy if they don't like it. So yeah, be prepared for West Virginia to not certify the election results if Trump loses. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If Trump loses, they're going to say the election was stolen again, and Trump's already said it. Said that he's planning on pulling another stunt like January 6th again, so I hope you guys are ready, because this election is not over on November 5th. January 6th, even if it means we do it again. I'd read all the bullshit in between, but I mean, that's the actual part that matters. What else we got here? Anyway, let's do a quick checkup on the local cult members to see what they're up to. How you doing over there, Culty Carl? You having a normal one? Yep, looks like they're just great. Nothing culty about that. You gotta love how they're always photoshopping Trump onto a body he has never had, even in his prime. Like, what the fuck was that? Was that, like, Rambo? Like, just delusional. Look at this shit. God, it's such a weird cult, man. And just so we're perfectly clear, this is the guy that these clowns worship. So just keep this in mind when you walk into the polling booth if you have a daughter, sister, mother, wife, or any woman in your life that you care about.
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. Right. I want to make sure that like everything is good. You're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there, and she was married. And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look. I got to use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Whatever you want. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything.
Yup, that's their guy. And that's the self-proclaimed protector of women, everybody.
So they said, and I said a week ago, I said, I think women like me because I will be your protector, and I protected you for 4 years.
Oh, yeah. Sure you did. Let's just do a quick check to see how his running mate feels about that. What do you think, JD?
And so one of the takeaways is not just that the Republican Party base is somehow fundamentally flawed in a way that's unique in American political history. It's that Trump is a really bad candidate, and frankly, I think a really bad person.
Well, you know what, JD? I think you might be onto something there, but I might need a bit more convincing. Tell you what, how about we compare how the self-proclaimed protector of women handles a female heckler at his rally versus how Kamala handled a Trump-supporting heckler at a rally.
Back home to mommy. She goes back home to mommy. Was that you, darling? And then she gets the hell knocked out of her. Her mother's a big fan of ours. You know that, right? Her father, her mother.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street. Come on. So,
Yeesh, it's not looking good for old Wrinkles McOrange. Especially since Kamala has been trolling him extra hard lately by pointing out that the old fart keeps refusing to release his medical records, which looks even worse when you factor in that he keeps canceling interviews and events, refusing to do another debate, and even bailing on a rally in Georgia with the NRA because of what his campaign staff claims is exhaustion.
and now he is ducking debates and canceling interviews. Come on. His own campaign team recently said it is because of exhaustion. Well, if you are exhausted on the campaign trail, it raises real questions about whether you are fit for the toughest job in the world. Come on. He refuses to release his medical records. I've done it. Every other presidential candidate in modern era has done it. He is unwilling to do a 60 Minutes interview. Like every other major party candidate has done for more than half a century. He is unwilling to meet for a second debate. Here's the thing. It makes you wonder. Why does his staff want him to hide away? One must question. Are they afraid that people will see that he is too weak and unstable to lead America?
So far, Trump has canceled a 60 Minutes interview, a CNBC interview, an NBC interview that isn't on this list for some reason, the second debate with Kamala, oh, there's the NBC interview, oh, my bad, hasn't confirmed a CNN town hall, and has now canceled an NRA rally. Yeah, so, gotta wonder what's in those medical records that he doesn't want you to see. Possibly dementia? And it seems to be getting under old Donnie's wrinkly skin lately, judging by the way he responded to a reporter today, asking him about, reports that he's exhausted.
How do you think this affects the border? Kamala Harris said she thinks you're exhausted, and that's why you're canceling events. Are you exhausted?
What event did I cancel? I haven't canceled. She doesn't go to any events. She's a loser. She doesn't go to any events. She didn't even show up for the Catholics last night at the hotel. It was insulting. All they are is sound bites. So today I was at Fox and Friends at 7 in the morning. I then went to 2 different other appearances. I then made about 15 phone calls. I've gone 48 days now without arrest, and I've got that loser who doesn't have the energy of a rabbit. Let me tell you something. She should have been last night with the Catholics. So all they do is put out sound bites. Tell me when you've seen me take even a little bit of a rest. Not only am I'm not even tired. I'm really exhilarated. You know why? We're killing her.
When have we seen you take even a little bit of a rest? Oh, I can think of a few times. There was that time you fell asleep at the NATO summit. And you can tell by this guy's reaction, he probably thought he was dead. And then there was that time a few months ago when you fell asleep at the RNC.
Party chair there say, yeah, he's basically just been working for Silicon Valley ever since he got here. He hasn't done anything for the people who he wrote this moving book about in terms of his own background. I mean, that's very hard to run from. That's going to stick to him, I think.
Here's something that Ohio Senator, now VP candidate, wrote in 2016 when he was comparing Donald Trump to Hitler. He begins this particular piece saying, a few Saturdays ago, my wife and I spent the morning volunteering
out like a light. And then there were the multiple times you fell asleep during your Stormy Daniels hush money trial. Oh no, I actually skipped one there. And then there were the multiple times you fell asleep during your civil fraud trial.
I have to ask, you guys have been, at the Times, have been live blogging this event. And 40 minutes ago, you wrote an observation that I was very surprised. Trump appears to be sleeping, his head keeps dropping down, and his mouth goes slack. Tell us about that.
Well, Jake, he appeared to be asleep, and, you know.
And then there were the multiple times you fell asleep during your Stormy Daniels hush money trial. Kind of surprised you don't remember those last two, considering when you woke up, you were a convicted felon.
Really quickly, if I can, Lisa, your observations on Donald Trump today.
Sleeping. Again, you know, they have tried a number of different devices. Yeah, sleeping for a lot of it. I would say they've tried a number of different devices to keep Trump awake, partially in response, or what appears to be in response to collective press corps observations. So, for example, when there are sidebars, an attorney doesn't leave his side anymore because leaving him alone means leaving him to potentially sleep. He has a stack of papers with him at all times now to go through. But neither of those things seem to have protected Trump from his own exhaustion today. More than not, when I looked up to see how Trump was receiving the testimony, Trump was not receiving it at all because his eyes were closed.
Yeah. When have you ever seen him take even a little bit of a rest, huh? But Trump may have been lashing out about being exhausted because he was still peeved about earlier in the week when Kamala hit him where it hurts the most, right in the ratings. After it was revealed that Kamala's Fox News interview with Bret Baier got more than double the viewers of Trump's Fox News town hall earlier that same day. Which is extra ironic because during the town hall, when he was informed that the parents of Amber Thurman, the nursing student who died as a direct result of Trump's Supreme Court upholding an abortion ban in her state, were doing a rebuttal to his town hall appearance, he chose to mock her grieving parents, joking that his town hall would probably get better ratings. Let's take a look at those better ratings there. Oh yeah, less than half of Kamala's. Oops.
Amber Thurman's family have come out on a press call, and they're doing what's called a pre-buttal to our town hall right now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah? And I want to
get better ratings, I promise.
Ha 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 ha. Your daughter is dead because of me, but I'll get better ratings. Ha 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 ha. So funny. God, she's the worst. That Harris Faulkner bitch. Ugh, I can't stand her. Yeah, she thought it was hilarious too. And speaking of Kamala kicking Trump's ass in the ratings on his favorite network, she also had one of her most viral moments to date when she called out Bret Baier to his stupid Botox-filled face for playing the wrong clip. Something Bret later admitted on another show that he screwed up.
If he's as bad as you say, that half of this country is now supporting this person who could be the 47th president of the United States, why is that happening?
This is an election for president of the United States. It's not supposed to be easy.
I know, but
it's not supposed to be. It is not supposed to be a cakewalk for anyone.
So are they misguided, the 50%?
Listen,
are they stupid? What is it?
I would never say that about the American people. And in fact, if you listen to Donald Trump, if you watch any of his rallies, he's the one who tends to demean and belittle and diminish the American people. He's the one who talks about an enemy within, an enemy within, talking about the American people suggesting he would turn the American military on the American people.
We asked that question to the former president today. Harris Faulkner had a town hall, and this is how he responded.
I heard about that. They were saying I was like threatening. I'm not threatening anybody. They're the ones doing the threatening. They do phony investigations. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. He was the greatest gangster. No, it's true. No, but think of it. It's called weaponization of government. It's a terrible thing.
So,
Brett, I'm sorry, and with all due respect, that clip was not what he has been saying about the enemy within that he has repeated when he's speaking about the American people. That's not what you just showed.
Well, he was asked about that specific...
No, that's not what you just showed. In all fairness and respect to you,
that was the question that we asked him.
You didn't show that, and here's the bottom line. He has repeated it many times, and you and I both know that. And you and I both know that he has talked about turning the American military on the American people. He has talked about going after people who are engaged in peaceful protest. He has talked about locking people up because they disagree with him. This is a democracy. And in a democracy, the President of the United States, in the United States of America, should be willing to be able to handle criticism without saying he'd lock people up for doing it. And this is what is at stake, which is why you have someone like the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff saying what Mark Milley has said about Donald Trump being a threat to the United States of America.
He's quoted in the Bob Woodward book that way, yes. Let me ask. Harold, I did make a mistake, and I want to say that mistake. When I called for a soundbite, I was expecting a piece of the enemy from within, from Maria Bartiromo's interview, to be tied to the piece from your town hall, Harris, where you asked the former president about the enemy from within. It just had the piece about the town hall, and just take a listen to what I meant to roll.
I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within, not even the people that have come in and destroying our country. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics, and I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military. They were saying I was like threatening. I'm not threatening anybody. They're the ones doing the threatening. They do phony investigations. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. He was the greatest gangster. No, it's true. No, but think of it. It's called weaponization of government. It's a terrible thing.
My point is that we asked him the question about that sentence and what he was trying to mean.
How convenient that he can find that clip after the fact, after he gets called out in front of 7.5 million people, you know? Suddenly, then he can find the clip properly. But maybe Trump's plummeting ratings are the reason he's choosing to do more podcasts and TV interviews lately. And if you thought the host at Fox News kissed his ass, well, this washed-up former wrestler that interviewed him is trying to give him a run for their money. Because during the interview, the host, who goes by the stage name Tyrus, decided to just blatantly lie about Trump chartering a plane to fly Nelson Mandela and his staff to 8 cities on a U.S. speaking tour back in the 90s. A lie Trump not only failed to correct, but shamelessly went along with, even though there are widely available news articles from the time that clearly state that Mandela's staff ended up paying $130,000 to charter the plane themselves.
Nelson Mandela and 80 of his constituents were trying to come to the United States.
Yeah.
The United States government wasn't helping him. No one was helping him. You chartered a 727 plane for their entire trip.
Yeah.
How was somebody, and that's crazy because you can talk about anything, and why is it hard for you to talk about the things you've done? It runs in your family. Your father helped build a synagogue. I mean, why do we not know those things?
Well, because they're not true. That's why you don't know it, because they didn't happen, Tyrus. What actually happened was that Trump creditors seized his Trump Shuttle airline during Trump's first bankruptcy in the summer of 1990. The creditors leased Trump-branded planes to anyone who would pay a commercial rate, including Nelson Mandela's 8-city U.S. tour that year. And here's an article from the time. But Trump's generosity only goes so far. Organizers are paying $130,000 to charter the plane. Huh. Gee, I wonder why he ain't bragging about, oh, is it because you didn't actually do it? I mean, that hasn't stopped him from bragging about shit before that he hasn't done, but, you know. Another lie. One of the thousands that'll just sink into the pile and not get the necessary fact checks it deserves. But if you thought Trump was only cool with lying to adults, well then think again, because this morning he decided to go on Fox and Friends, and after reiterating his Project 2025 plan to close the Department of Education, he then decided to lie to some poor kid about Kamala wanting to ban cows.
Anything to do with school choice, also. Okay. But also, separate from school choice, we're going to take the Department of Education, close it. I'm going to close it. We'll have one person, could be you if you decide to retire.
Okay, Mr. President, here's what bothers me. Here's what bothers me about that. So let's say you have a liberal city, let's Los Angeles, San Diego, and they just decide we're going to get rid of that history. We got new history. This is America built off the backs of slaves on stolen land. And that curriculum comes in.
Then we don't send them money. We would save half of our budget.
Okay.
What's your favorite farm animal?
Favorite farm animal?
What's the animal?
Well, this guy grew up in the city.
I'll tell you what I love. I love cows. But if we go with Kamala, you won't have any cows anymore because you're not allowed. I don't want to ruin this kid's day. But I love cows. I think they're so cute and so beautiful and so productive. But according to Kamala, who's a radical left lunatic, you will not have any cows anymore. So.
Yeah, he thinks they're cute and fluffy and beautiful. Hey, what are hamburgers made out of again? You know, that thing that he pretty much lives off of? He loves cows so much. He then continued his delusional rambling by claiming that anybody other than himself ever referred to him as a stable genius, and then proceeded to double down on the clearly false statement.
Working, I am the most stable human being. Remember they said a stable genius. I am the most stable human being. I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, the most stable human being. That's how everybody would describe this fucking insane jackass. He's the most stable human being. By the way, nobody ever called him a stable genius besides himself. They said stable genius. Who's they? The voices in your head? You crazy old fuck. By the way, can we just point out that this guy still lies about being 6'3"? Literally everybody on this couch is taller than him, including the woman. Like, yeah, 6'3", my ass. Anyway, but Trump's delusional lies haven't stopped there, because it's now being revealed that the Trump campaign has been funneling money through some of the many political action committees set up and funded by billionaires like Elon Musk to create a shell group called Project 2028, designed to look like it's in support of Kamala Harris, but it's actually filled with lies and disinformation, and is sending out mailers to potential voters hoping to scare them out of voting for Kamala.
If you're like me, you don't like getting scammed, you don't like getting conned, you don't like getting played. And Donald Trump is going around the country scamming, conning, playing, grifting people over and over again. The latest scam that's been uncovered is that Donald Trump, through these billionaire-backed political action committees, are funneling money to these made-up groups to try to pretend they're supporting Vice President Kamala Harris, but in fact, they are pushing lies about Kamala Harris's agenda to try to scare voters not to vote for her. So with all of the links between Donald Trump and his Project 2025 agenda, and all of the dangerous positions that would turn America into a fascist state, what Donald Trump is doing is he's utilizing a political action committee called Build America's Future, which has received over $100 million from Elon Musk. And among other things, they have created a shell group, this other entity, if you will, that is called Progress 2028, to be like the liberal version of Project 2025, except Project 2028 isn't a thing. It isn't a liberal group. It is a fictitious name created by a political action committee that gets $100 million from Elon Musk. And the Progress 2028 is sending mailers out to Pennsylvania voters and voters in other swing states, acting like they're supporting Vice President Kamala Harris, but saying real extreme things to try to scare voters away. As dirty as you get, in my opinion, it is illegal. Open Secrets did a deep dive, which I'll go over with you in just a moment, but I want to show you the mailers that are being sent out. And so this purports to be an endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris and her Project 2028 agenda, which doesn't exist. She doesn't have a Project 2028 agenda. Again, this is being mailed out by Elon Musk's group to try to trick voters. And here's what the mailer says that's going to Pennsylvania voters and voters in other swing states. It says, "Did you know, as the daughter of immigrants, Kamala Harris knows the importance of removing barriers to opportunity. Kamala will ensure that immigrants can access affordable housing and obtain driver's licenses with ease, giving them the tools to fully embrace the American dream. Let's get ready for the next generation or the next phase in Kamala's bold progressive agenda. Learn about her plan." And then you click it and it goes into things that Vice President Kamala Harris actually has not endorsed. And when you open it, it talks about things like Kamala Harris will support a nationwide gun buyback program that will take dangerous weapons off our streets. A mandatory buyback is the only way to keep our streets safe. And then it goes on to say things like, Vice President Kamala Harris will remove barriers for undocumented immigrants who are undocumented. Access to affordable housing, driver's license, and fair wages creates a stronger America for everyone. A national mandatory buyback program means fewer guns and fewer tragedies. Kamala Harris gets it. And so these ads are actually being pushed by Elon Musk's group.
Yep. So that's what you're up against. So if you hear anything about Project 2028, just know that that has nothing to do with Kamala, and it's fake BS propaganda from one of Musk's PACs that he set up. And yeah, just, I don't know, you get anything in the mail, just throw it out. If it has Project 2028 anywhere on it, just ignore it. Cause, or at least, you know, tell your friends, tell your family that, it's not actually real and has nothing to do with Kamala. Anyway, I think that's it for the news here. What do we got for, oh yeah, let's do the, emails real quick, I guess. See, where are we? Here we go. Alright, let's see what we got here. Oh, good. You know, I love when they're all just one big, long, run-on sentence. Those are always the easiest ones to read. Oh, no, there's actually a couple periods in there. Alright. Tell you what I don't love, these stupid auto AI reply things. That's nice to know that there's just a fucking robot reading my emails. That doesn't seem like a security risk at all. Anyway, transgenders in schools. Hey man, I saw your video where you were mocking Trump for saying that kids go to school and come back as a different gender. And I agree he could have said it better, but it's true that schools are turning kids into transgenders. Just take a look at how many more transgender kids there are now than there was even 10 or 15 years ago. How do you explain that if it's not the schools doing it? You know how I explain that? I'll tell you how I explain that. Just like, you know, back in my day, 15 or so, well, probably a little bit more than 15 or so years ago now, there were always, cliques and, I don't know, whatever the hell you want to call them, niches, cliques, groups, whatever, you know, we were all divided into little, sections in school. You know, you had the jocks and the goths and the emo kids and there was everybody had their little clique that they were with, right? And the gangster kids and everybody had their thing, right? Here's the thing you got to remember. When you're that age, you don't actually have an identity yet. You know, you're still trying to figure out your way in the world. You don't own anything. You haven't been anywhere. Everything is given to you by your parents or handed down by an older sibling. You know, you really don't have anything that's yours. You haven't been anywhere. You're not well traveled. You're just basically an extension of your parents at that point. And the last thing any kid wants to be is seen as an extension of their parents. You want to be your own person. Do you, at your age as an adult, do you want to be an extension of your parents? No, you want to be your own man or woman or whatever. It's the same way these kids feel. They're trying to make their own identity. They're confused about what their place is in the world. The same way you were and I was at that age. When you don't own anything and you haven't been anywhere and everything that you are is somehow connected to your parents, it's a very defeating feeling. So kids that age are like desperate to carve out their own little identities. And just like when we were that age in school, especially high school, not so much in elementary schools, but I mean it's there too, but particularly starting in high school, there's little cliques and niches that everybody gets divided up into. You got the jocks, you got the goths, the emo kids, the gangsters, and the wanksters and whatnot, and everybody's divvied up, trying to find their way in the world. And the difference between now and 15, 20 years ago was that the bar for entry to these niches has been significantly lowered. Back in our day, you had to earn your way into these little cliques, right? If you were a jock, you had to work out and be on the football team or some kind of sports team, after school, If you were a goth, you had to have the makeup and the leather and everything. If you were an emo kid, you had to have the hair and the clothes and everything. If you were a gangster, you had to have, you had to have the clothes there too. Or if you were a wankster, then you had to be 10 times more eccentric and crazy to earn the respect of the black kids. Everybody had a bar for entry to get into their cliques. But the appealing thing about the whole transgender clique is that there really is no bar for entry. I mean, you don't have to have a specific look about you. You don't have to have any specific clothes. You don't have to work out. You don't have to do anything crazy. All you got to do is just kind of, go by a pronoun that you weren't born with, and you're in. So the bar for entry is significantly lower. It's easily accessible. And, when you're a confused kid that's trying to make your way in the world, and you just want to belong, then, it's very appealing, it's right there, easy access, it makes sense that there's, a lot more. And now the LGBTQ community is a lot more widely accepted in society than it was 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago. A lot more. I think when I was in high school, there were maybe 2, 3 openly gay kids at the school, and life was not easy for them. But thankfully it's not that tough for them anymore these days. It's still not easy, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was when we were coming up. So I think that's what it is. I think the bar for entry is a lot lower for this whole transgender thing, and kids are confused. All kids are confused. That's part of being a kid. You're learning. You're still figuring out your way in the world. You don't want to be just an extension of your parents, but you don't have any way to actually be your own person other than to, dress a certain way or talk a certain way or use the slang that all your friends are using. when you're an adult, you work, you make money, you can buy things and go places, and, you can, live some life experiences that'll make you your own person. But when you're a kid, your options are very limited. You join your little friend circle and you kind of conform to that, and, kids are lazy these days, they don't want to put in effort for anything, I mean, just take a look at their entertainment, back in our day, I mean, video games were still a thing, but lots of kids would go out. I know I keep saying our day, but I mean, you said 10, 15 years ago, and that was roughly around the same time I was in high school, so I'm assuming you're generally around my age, but yeah, back in our day, video games were still a thing. There was still Xbox and PlayStation and all this stuff, and but kids still went out and did things. I know when I was in high school, I had virtually no interest in video games, but Halo was like one of the most popular video games out at that time. I had a lot of friends that were obsessed with it. But now, I mean, most kids are like obsessed with video games and social media, and they go for the easy stuff. And I think that probably extends to their little cliques and niches that they choose to join too. So, they're gonna gravitate towards the one that has the lowest bar for entry, which is the transgender clique. They don't need anything expensive. They don't need any, the goths needed the makeup. You don't need to have any makeup to be transgender. You just go by a certain pronoun. They don't need to be in a certain shape like the jocks. They don't need to, do anything crazy to earn their way in like the gangsters or the wanksters. It's very easy access, so it's appealing to kids that are probably gravitating more to easier type activities like video games and social media and all that things. I mean, if that's kind of more their personality, then they're probably more going to be gravitating towards the easier niche to get into. So I think that's what it is. It's not that the school is teaching kids to be transgender. It's that kids are just looking for their way in the world. They're trying to carve out their own little personalities, and they're just looking for the easiest, fastest way to do it. And I think a large percentage of these kids that you're talking about will probably be, more or less growing out of it as time goes on. And yeah, I mean, I don't feel like this is a big deal. I really don't. I mean, kids were always weird, man. We were weird when we were kids. You were, and I was, and everybody else is, because that's part of being a kid. You don't know much. You haven't been anywhere. You don't own anything. So it's just it's a rough time in life, and you cut the kids some slack. But the kids are not being taught to be transgender at school. I think they're at most schools are teaching them to be more accepting of transgenders and gays and the LGBTQ community in general, which is not a bad thing. I mean, I think society could benefit and has benefited from people not being beaten or murdered for just being what they are. I think that's a step in the right direction. This is not one of those things that's like an existential crisis the way Fox News makes it out to be. I mean, here's the thing, like, how many fucking transgender adults do you interact with on a daily basis? I mean, I think I've worked with one ever. Like they're less than 1% of the population, like significantly less than 1% of the population. This is not a huge issue, okay? Like, yeah, and it's definitely not the schools doing it. I mean, technically it is the schools doing it because that's where the little cliques and niches are, but I mean, it's not like part of the curriculum where the teachers are the ones teaching it. I mean, that's just anywhere you get a large gathering of kids, there's going to be little niches and cliques that are carved out, I mean, and that's just society. I mean, anywhere you go to any large city, you're going to have areas that are, nicer than others, and you're going to have areas where people dress differently and speak differently, and that's just, that's the way of the world. We're all kind of divvied up into our own little groups these days, but schools are just a more concentrated version of society, so it's more noticeable there. But that's what I think it is. So yeah, what else we got here to do? Well, I guess we could just take a look at that leaderboard, that Twitter community notes leaderboard, and see what's going on there, see who the biggest liars on Twitter are. You're probably familiar with a bunch of them if you're on Twitter. And if you're not on Twitter, God bless you, stay off of it. It's just, it's such garbage. Let's see. So right at the tippy top is this concerned citizen idiot who is, oh my god, I think I have him muted or blocked because he's just, every single thing I've ever seen out of him is just retarded. And then you got Jackson Hinkle, who I swear is either paid by Russia or I don't know, man. He's definitely in the bucket for Putin, man, because that guy is just non-stop pumping out Russian disinformation and misinformation. And then you got Ian Miles Chong, who I don't know how the hell he's only at number 8. But yeah, he's pretty much, his thing is he'll just find some, borderline racist clip on the internet and then just be like, what's happening to, some country that the clip probably isn't even from, and has, and he himself is from Malaysia. So, just no reason to even be concerned with all the countries that he's constantly pumping out propaganda to engagement farm off of. Well, actually, you know what? Before we go down the list of the top shit posters, let's go over the this article here that links to it. Anyway, let's take a look here. Twitter does post a list of accounts who are the worst offenders in ranking order. When you go through the list, some clear trends begin to emerge. The first is that if Musk would simply suspend, even temporarily, some of the worst offenders, a big chunk of the disinformation on the site would go away. The top 100 worst accounts alone accounted for a combined 12,388 community note posts with hundreds of millions of views. Before I get into the top 10, I wanted to note some of the other trends with the worst 100. Many of the accounts are foreign, and most of those are from Asia. Many of them were permanently banned under the old regime, but were reinstated by Musk. Many are not political, they just post fake stuff for clicks and focus on pop culture, the entertainment industry, or post false information about the weather, science, environment, etc. 49 of the top 100 worst offending accounts are overtly political. 48 of the 49 most community-noted political accounts are right-wing. What a shock! Only one, Blade of Sun, is from the left. Ironically, many of these accounts complain in their bios that they're anti-fake news, or anti-woke, while posting one lie and fake video after another. 6 of the accounts have been permanently suspended, but for reasons other than posting false info. Most of the accounts have well over 100,000 followers, and many over 1 million. Elon Musk follows many of them and has retweeted them often, including the community-noted posts. Elon Musk himself checks in at number 55, and he should be closer to like number 1, dude, because but he clearly has the algorithm tweaked so that so many of his blatantly false posts do not have community notes on them. So he's the same way he tweaked the algorithm after Biden made that post during the Super Bowl so that he would get more views on all his posts than Biden would, is the same way that he's tweaked the algorithm so his posts don't get community noted. I guarantee it. Anyway, Elon Musk himself checks in at number 55 of the list of worst offenders, with 89 posts getting community noted. 89? That's it? Yeah, dude. That's... yeah, if you've seen a fraction of the shit that guy posts, it should be like 89,000 of his posts getting community noted. You know how he gets around it, though? He a lot of it, he doesn't actually post it himself. He just boosts it by saying interesting or posting an emoji or something. Another big problem is that Musk has actually created an incentive structure to post fake things. Sensationalized claims get amplified by his algorithm when lots of clicks. There is financial incentive to continue to do it. You don't face any suspensions, and false posts tend to draw more engagement than true ones. 40 of the worst 100 are monetized subscription accounts. Well, that seems kind of low. So Musk is actually paying them to post fake things. Musk claims that impressions on posts that get community notes aren't included in his payout structure, but there is no way to verify that, and those accounts post many other false and misleading things without ever drawing a note. Before I get to the top 10 worst offenders, first let's take a look at some of the notables on the list who fell outside the top 10. Number 15, Laura Loomer. The self-described independent journalist. She calls herself a journalist? Wow, okay. And congressional candidate, Loomer was permanently suspended for years. Controversy erupted recently when Marge Green complained about Loomer flying on Trump's plane to his debate with Harris. Trump has reposted Loomer's tweets on Truth Social a staggering 101 times. Matt Wallace, oh yeah, that guy sucks too. Monetized right-wing clickbaiter with a massive bot following, posts fake stuff on an almost daily basis. Some of his posts are so fantastical, it's amazing that anyone would believe them, but he has been reposted by some big accounts. Number 17, Mario Narfall. I believe his name's misspelled there. Another one of Musk's favorite accounts with a big following. Yeah, see, it's a W. I knew it was spelled different. Anyway, Narfall is more focused on clicks than ideology. Although he seems to lean to the right of the spectrum, he has become a popular host of Musk's newish Twitter spaces and has a somewhat checkered past when it comes to business dealings. Number 20, Stu Peters. This guy I actually haven't heard of. A proud white nationalist, Stu has a large following among the Groyper set. He has few friends in the business because very few right-wingers are Nazi enough for Stu. He can't stand people like Marge Green because he considers them posers, but one of the few people he seems to like and respect is Loomer. So yeah, this guy I probably have muted or blocked or something. That's why I don't know him, because if Marge Green is too fucking too not extreme enough for him, then yeah, he's definitely posting some crazy shit. 21, 25, 37, 59 are all Russian government media or affiliated accounts. 31, Wall Street Silver. Oh yeah, that guy posts some shit. Another one of Musk's favorite anti-woke accounts. Number 58, New York Post, which is just a right-wing shit rag. The only major American media company to make the top 100. Number 71, Jack Poso, I can never say this dipshit's name, but yeah, I know who that guy is too. Right-wing provocateur and friend of Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon. Poso's scams are well known going back to Pizzagate and several other high-profile hoaxes he created. Unlike many others on this list, while Jack likes the clicks, he's mostly about accomplishing ideological objectives with his lies. One of his favorite moves is to claim to have sources inside the camp of Democrats and make wild claims based on them that never come true. Another Musk favorite, yeah, that AKA guy does that too. He posts that guy, I don't know how he's not number one. That AKA guy, every single thing I've ever seen him post is just nothing but bullshit. Number 81, Benny Johnson. How the fuck is he only at 81? Carnival Barker, an all-around lightweight huckster. Benny's rep for fake news, stolen content, tweet theft. And tweet theft is well known for years before he was recently outed for taking money from Putin to push his propaganda. 82, Marge Green, again, how is she so far down on the list? Jewish space lasers, that's all the introduction I need. Number 86, End Wokeness, you've probably heard of them. Probably one of the top 5 accounts retweeted by Musk. Many people believe this is Jack Posobiec? I don't know how the fuck to say his idiot's name. Jack Poso's anonymous alter ego account. Number 96, Rishi Sunak, former UK PM and leader of the Conservative Party. Sunak is one of the most prominent politicians to make the list. Now for the top 10, the very worst offenders on Twitter of peddling lies, deception, disinformation, fake and doctored videos. Here's a screenshot of their Twitter bios with their rank and number of the community noted posts in parentheses. Laughing Man, haven't heard of him. Dumb loser, faker of narratives. I fucking can't stand this guy. You want to know why I actually came back? Was because this guy was just fucking all over my feed. Every time I came on Twitter, I just see like the most obviously fake shit from dumb loser, faker of narratives. And yeah, I tried to get like bigger accounts to call him out for his lies, like what the hell's that idiot's name? Jack Hopkins. But Jack Hopkins is, you know, I don't know, borderline retarded. So you know, instead of actually, you know, looking at what the hell I was telling him, he just called me a bot and blocked me. So that's one of the main reasons I'm back, you know. So you can thank this jackass for dragging me back into the fray here. Ian Miles Chong at number 8. I said the quiet part out loud. No, you said the stupid part out loud. Daily Loud. Seeing a couple things from these guys. It's mostly just like, you know, viral shit. They're just engagement farm, these guys. Silvano Trotta Oficial. I don't know who this guy is. Probably because I don't speak Spanish. Oh my lord. Corinthian again. Some Japanese account from the looks of it. Earthquake predictions are made up by, okay, yeah, I have no idea who the hell that is. Jackson Hinkle. Like I said, this guy, I don't know how he hasn't been outed as being a Putin puppet, because this guy is definitely getting paid by Russia, man. Chokwi? I don't know, looks like another Spanish channel. Illuminati Bot, I've seen some stuff from them. I don't remember what they post. I think it's like mostly conspiracy theory shit. And Concerned Citizen, I mean, everything I've seen, I have him muted now just because he's so goddamn brain dead. One day, the last one I think I saw before I muted him was he had like a video of the sun up during the day and the moon up during the day. And he was like, I don't know, he was trying to claim that was proof that the earth is flat or something. I don't know, it's just retarded. But yeah, so let's go down the top 100 here. Or actually, no, this isn't the top 100. These are the biggest right-wing dipshits in the top 100. So you got Concerned Citizen, Jackson Hinkle, Ian Miles Chong, Dumb Loser, Faker of Narratives, Laura Loomer, Matt Wallace, Mario Nafal, Stu Peters, Liz Churchill, Wall Street Silver, Elon Musk at 55. He should be way higher on that list. Wall Street Apes, Tara Bull. There's that AKA guy I was talking about. Yeah, again, I don't know how the hell he's only at 74. Then you got Benny Johnson and Marjorie Taylor Greene rounding out the most right-wing accounts of the top 100. But let's take a look at the actual list here to see if there's anybody else we recognize. So 3, 4, 5, Daily Loud, Laughing Man, Dexerto. Yeah, I've seen some shit from them too. Dr. Anastasia. Oh, I think this is the one that like came to prominence in the pandemic. She was spreading like a shit ton of lies about the vaccine. Drama alert. I mean, he just engagements farms. That's Keemstar's account. He just engagement farms. He'll take. He mostly just grabs TMZ headlines and post streamer drama and bullshit. Vizguard is a bunch of Russian disinformation. Blade of the Sun sounds familiar. I'm not entirely sure what they post. Historic vids. I'm not entirely sure about them either. Russia. Liz Churchill, she's a right-wing dipshit too. Wall Street Silver, he's like, half Wall Street dipshit, half right-wing dipshit, half like Wall Street crypto scam coin type stuff he specializes in. Don't recognize any of these. I'm not surprised the Russian embassy is on there. World of Statistics. Oh yeah, I think these guys, I have them blocked too because they post these statistics, but I think they just make them up as they go along. They post a bunch of pie charts and graphs and stuff, mostly about like economies of other countries and like some racial shit, demographics and whatnot, and it's all clearly made up. None of it is fact based. So yeah, I'm not surprised they're on the list. Surprised they're not a little bit higher, honestly, considering that's like all they do. Some Japanese accounts. Dr. Keck, that sounds familiar. Some more Japanese accounts. Megatron sounds familiar. Alerta News 24 sounds familiar. Jake Shields. He's a former mixed martial artist and absolute right-wing retard. But I mean, like, this is the annoying thing about being an MMA fan in 2024. Most, if not all, but like the overwhelming majority of MMA fighters are conservative or Republican. And I mean, it's always been a pretty conservative field in MMA. Because, I mean, when you spend your whole life in a gym working out and, training all day, I mean, you don't have a whole hell of a lot of time to stay informed or fact-checked. And, getting punched and kicked in the head all day doesn't exactly help you get any smarter either. But, yeah, that's the unfortunate thing of being one of the few liberals in the MMA community. It's so unbearable now. I just don't even go near MMA Twitter anymore because it's all just the dumbest shit. I just stay away from it. But yeah, that's where he comes from. Not surprised to see him at number 50. Larry Cook, Internet Hall of Fame. Syrian girl. I don't know who that is. Elon Musk, he should be way higher on this list. Joseph, the New York Post, let's be honest. Not sure why some of these display pics aren't displaying. Tara Bull, Wall Street Apes, another display pic that isn't displaying. Conservatives, just outright conservatives. Jack Poso. There's that AKA guy. God, I can't stand that guy. Everything I've ever seen him post has been bullshit. At least the other ones like try to sprinkle in like a little bit of truth in there to add some kind of credibility. Like that guy doesn't even try, man. He just makes shit up. I think he may be posting like AI shit. Benny Johnson, yeah, he was in that indictment. He's proven to be paid by Russia. Marjorie Taylor Greene, not surprised she's on there. Surprised she's not higher on the list. Steve Kirsch, Ollie London, I don't recognize that name, but not sure what he posts. And wokeness is just literally there. Anything that's perceived as woke is going to be on there. And usually it's like the most extreme left that like does not at all encompass the, the mainstream Democrat community, but that's how they like to paint it, you know. Don't know who these guys are. He sounds familiar. Josh Dunlop. Rishi Sunak. That's, I think, like the only politician on here. I don't know how Trump's not on here. Biden's on here because, you know, the right-wing troll factory likes to claim everything he says is a lie, but without providing any verifiable evidence. If you look at the community notes on Biden's post, most of them are just tweets from other right-wing shit accounts on this list. Out of context human race. I feel like that, because I follow these guys, I feel like the majority of these guys' community notes are probably just people adding context, because, I mean, that the whole point of the account is that it's out of context. So, some more no profile pic accounts. Looks like more Japanese accounts. Another no profile pic. Died suddenly. That's, I think, one of those accounts that just posts a bunch of, like, you know, gnarly, gruesome death videos and shit. Out of context football. The flat earther. Not surprised I'm surprised there aren't more flat earthers on here, to be honest. Nature is amazing. I'm sure that one's probably just you know, other people adding context to it. This guy deserves to be way higher on the list. He posts. The problem is that he, like, steals from a lot of mainstream news organizations and peppers in those stories amongst his lies, so it kind of lends him a little bit more credibility. So his community note ratio is probably, you know, less than what it should be. But his posts specifically are almost entirely bullshit. The ones that he doesn't steal from actual news organizations. Brock Riddick, don't know who that is, but it sounds familiar. Isn't this guy a politician? His name sounds familiar. Oh yeah, I am Yuri Reno, whatever the hell his name is. I recognize him too. Oh, another flat earther on here. Yeah, this Kira person is, they suck too. They're always just engagement farming. Keem, sorry, so both his accounts made the list, not surprised. Gunther Eagleman, real name David Freeman, is a disgraced ex-cop who was fired after he was indicted for attempted murder. He's a big Trump guy that's constantly you know, trying to engagement farm on here. And so, like I said, I was surprised he's not higher up on the list, but he's a big right-wing reply guy. He doesn't really do a lot of posting, but he's in the replies of every right-wing idiot on the site. I mean, therefore I am sounds familiar. I'm not sure what they post. Probably memes, judging by that. Joey Manorino. How the hell is he way the fuck down here at number 164? Yeah, that's the guy that was, that posted that, he forgot to switch to his alt account and posted that I'm a true black female and I'll never vote for Kamala Harris. And, yeah, he forgot to switch accounts. So, you know, everybody saw that it was him posting it. Pop Crave and IGN. Bunch of no profile pics down here. Humans without context. I think that's another one where people are just adding context. Dr. Eli David, I think he's another one of the anti-vaxxers that spread a bunch of misinformation. Occupy Democrats. These guys, I think the reason they get community noted a lot is because they are like, they start every single post with the word breaking, which is a big problem on Twitter these days because everybody with a bot check mark is, you know, eligible for monetization. And if you put breaking at the beginning of your tweet, it's going to get more views. So, you know, I mean, they'll post stuff from like years ago with the word breaking at the beginning. So people, I've seen a lot of their posts, just the community notes are just, yeah, this isn't new. This is from 2017 or something. But yeah, that's probably why they're on here. What the hell is Charlie Kirk doing at number 189? How the hell did he not make the top 100? Censored Men, Johnny Midnight, Raw Alerts, Creepy.org, Chuck, yeah, this is another one. Like, how the fuck is this Chuck Calesto guy not way high? How did he not at least make the top 100? Ugh. And the last one is Defund Israel Now, which is probably posting a bunch of Palestine propaganda. That's probably not true. So yeah, that's the top 200 liars on Twitter these days. Or like, you know, these out of context accounts are just people adding context, or, you know, a few Democrats on here like Biden are just getting troll farmed. If you look at the community notes on his shit, it's literally just linking to right-wing accounts, their posts. So yeah, you know, it's not a perfect system, but I mean, it'd be nice if like YouTube and other social media platforms would incorporate some kind of community note system too. And if it was like designed better so that like if you got a certain number of community notes on your post, you like, yeah, had your monetization taken away or you got suspended or something, that would really help. But yeah, so these are the accounts you need to watch out for if you're on Twitter. Like I said, most of them I have muted now just because it's just pure stupidity that comes out of the accounts. But you know, it's good to know who to keep an eye out for. Okay, so I guess we'll just chill now. Kind of don't want to get back to work here. So yeah, here's some stories that I, you know, thought I could just, I don't know, ramble about. So let's see what we got here in the old DMs. So yeah, oh yeah, this guy, I don't know who the hell this guy is, but like, how is he not on some watch list? Like, maybe, I don't know, he looks pretty old, and like, I don't know, she was 17, like, she's like 40 something now, so this was like, probably about 25 years ago. He looks like he's about late 50s, early 60s there. Whoever this guy is, I mean, there should be some comment or something we're like giving out this guy's name, because like, man, what a creep this guy is.
We didn't discuss. What was that? Everyone's talking about it.
What?
Well, your breasts.
My breasts.
You seem to get furious when a talk show host comes up with this subject.
Really? Does the child get furious when a fucking full-grown man starts talking about her tits? You fucking creep. Ugh. One of the most iconic Britney Spears moments of all time.
I really do like Pepsi.
Really? What's your favorite kind?
Do. My favorite kind of Pepsi? Pepsi's Pepsi.
Well, you don't drink Diet Pepsi or
No,
Pepsi
just
Vanilla or Orange Pepsi or...
regular Pepsi.
Oh my god, that makes me like her so much more. Pepsi's the shit. God, she was so hot back in the day. I don't know if that's Pepsi talking. Pepsi is better than Coke. It's a fact. Don't like it. You're wrong. You're just wrong. Oh yeah, then the stupid fucking Cybertruck that is just... This thing isn't a real truck. This is a toy truck. You seen that video of, I don't know, Wet Your Willy Whistle or whatever the hell his name is? Like, putting it through the same test as a F-150, and the F-150 just smokes it. Yeah, this was just brutal. Let's see if there's come on, there's gotta be like a longer one in here. Maybe real truck? Oh, come on. I literally got that video off Twitter. Damn it. This is not a truck.
Maybe it's not a truck, because you could never do that with yours. You don't think this is a truck?
No, it's not a truck. Where is that whistling diesel Cybertruck? What's his name? I can't remember the guy's fucking name. Test? Crash test? I don't know.
All right, so today
No,
I'm going...
not that shit. Where is it? You know, Elon probably pulled it down. He's really good at, oh yeah, here's, I don't know, that's a picture from it. I'm looking for the actual video. What the hell is the guy's name? Whistling Diesel or something? You know what? Why the hell am I wasting my time on Twitter when I could just go to YouTube and find the actual video in like 5 seconds? If it would load. Oh, well, that's taking forever. Let's see. Yeah, you see the idiots that are like shooting holes in it because they believe that bullshit that Musk said about it being bulletproof. What is this? So Cybertruck versus F-150. First thing that pops up. See, God, YouTube's so much better than Twitter. Yeah, this guy. What's his name? Whistling Diesel.
Are Cybertrucks as durable as Elon says they are? Let's find out.
I don't know. How terrible does he say they are?
Did someone just break off?
I think we broke the grill
rear
off.
bumper up. The rear bumper. Look at the Cybertruck. What? No! Are you kidding me? Oh my god! Our whole frame just snapped. The hitch is hooked up to what? It just...
Look at that. There's like nothing there. Like, what's it attached to? The frame looks so fucking flimsy on this shit. It's like little fucking aluminum connections.
Came off! Oh my god! You can't even fix that. That's a total truck. What good does the hitch do if it's barely on aluminum? Your trailer would have just fallen off. Bro, that's crazy. Any other normal truck could do that and you're not gonna break the frame. It's steel. You gotta have a steel core. You gotta have something holding this together.
That looks cheap, honestly.
That's what they bought that press for. Let's say your trailer hits a pothole or gets a flat. It could shear this whole thing off. Let's
think you like...
Our truck is only on 1% and I'm on... Up an LFGO. Let's go. Our truck is only on 1% and I'm on 2%. Let's just pop one in the trunk. It lowered, dude. It f***ed us up. Every time I'm ready for a crazy stunt, it just lowers again. Dude, it shattered our windshield completely. Oh, no. Yeah, the whole windshield just gave out.
Yeah, isn't that glass supposed to be bulletproof?
I bet it's fine. Yeah! Now, since I told everybody we keep it equal, we have to do it with the F-150. Hold on. It's so rough. The other landing was deadly.
F-150, Cybertruck.
So the Cybertruck got better air, but, you know, the F-150 actually survived. I mean, you can see out of the windshield. I don't think the windshield's even cracked on the F-150. I mean, this thing is just garbage, dude. It's just... This is a toy truck.
No way.
Oh yeah, this is where the doors just fall apart if you slam them too hard.
What do you want me to do?
Just slam the door hard. Yep.
It's really long. Oh no! Oh no! No, 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 no! I fixed it.
Yep.
Broken. There it goes. The whole door just ripped off. We have one more door. Broken door. Broken door.
You know, this guy reminds me of one of my friends from high school. He just had more money than brains.
I need to get out because the truck's on fire. Please let me out of the car. Please, please. It's broken. All right, where's my payment?
Well, we do have one more job.
No way. That's really bad. Let's try the back. Oh, that just came out. That came off. This also came off. Built Ford Week. Okay. Oh. Wow. Someone slams your door and breaks your window. And the winner is... neither of you. Both trucks suck. Now we have something extremely critical to
Well, at least the door on the F-150 actually stayed together. Yeah, I don't know. Point is, these things fucking suck. They're not real trucks. What the hell are we doing? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's how we got here. The, things are, like, electrified, apparently, if you, Wait, what was the reason they were electric?
Real. This should not be happening. I just got shocked.
Yeah, the outside is apparently got enough current running through it to light up a light
I
bulb.
obviously can't use this as the ground because it's shocking me. So there you go, Earth. Sure. This is where I was talking to Nate and I was pointing this out. 120 volts on my lug. And no, it gets better. It's the whole body. 120. This. Ah! I'm joking. This is insane. Here we go. So, I'm not going to change anything because I know everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, this isn't real. This is okay." All right. So there's that. Here, you know, I'll just put it right on the body. Tuck it right here. Now, all I'm gonna do is plug the charger in. Oh my gosh! Take it out. 0. So yeah, anyways, it's got wireless charging as well as outlets. That's really neat.
Yeah, I definitely want that. You know, you go out to your truck and you get shocked. Oh yeah, hey, I think we discovered why Trump's got such an issue with Haitians. This is the Haitian president drinking water, and this is Trump drinking water. So I think that might have something to do with why he's so conspiratorial with the Haitian community these days. I think you saw that one. Oh yeah. Her boyfriend left a note saying, "Leave the phone unfixed and keep $100 just so the girlfriend couldn't get a hold of his call history." That's so shady.
And this is what I found inside.
Please tell my wife the phone is unfixable. She wants to check the call history. $100. Can't you just delete your call history? I mean, I've never actually tried to do that.
What do you guys think I should do? Should I tell her or keep the 100?
I don't know. What would you do in this? I'd definitely take the 100, because yeah, it's a free 100, but also, I don't know. It's such a violation of the bro code. I'd take the 100, and I'd like, I don't know what his skills are or what's possible, but I'd make it so like the call history is just like restored to like default or something. I don't know. It's such a violation though. I don't know who's right and who's wrong here. Well, obviously he's wrong. You shouldn't be cheating on your wife, but like the guy has no dog in this race. So it's such a tough one.
iPhone 7?
Yeah, 7.
I didn't fix it because like I opened it and this is what was inside.
Oh.
And like, just, I don't want nothing to do with it. Like, I don't want you guys to.
Okay, well, what the fuck is that? If you don't want nothing to do with it, why would you show her? Like, dude, I don't want nothing to do with it, but this is what I found inside. Like, dude, that's literally getting involved with it. Like, what? Oh,
Get me
what
involved
a
in
douche.
this. I know it's just business, but.
Fucking serious? He think he's so fucking slick. He paid you $100 to keep it broke. I'm gonna pay you $200 to get it fixed. I want it fixed. I want to see what he been fucking doing. I want it fixed. I want it fixed right motherfucking now. Right now, $200. You got paid $100 for it to stay broke. I'm gonna pay you $200 to make it fixed. I want it fixed. I want it fixed.
I mean, I'll fix it for you, but like, I don't want nothing to do with it, okay?
Well, what the fuck are you talking about, guy? You don't want nothing to do with it, but you're gonna take the money and you're gonna fix the phone. That's literally like, what? 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 That's literally you are getting involved with it as much as you could possibly get involved with it. That's you getting involved with it, guy. I mean, like, what the hell? I mean, you know what? Here. He should have just fixed the phone because that's his job. They brought in a broken phone, and his job is to fix the phone, so he should have fixed the phone. However, if you happen to find $100 bill inside a broken phone while you're fixing it, I don't know, you just fell into your pocket, whatever. And if the guy comes to the store and like bitches you out, you just be like, oh, well, I thought I rigged it so the call history was gone, whatever. But like this guy pretending to be a good guy here until like, oh, $200, okay. Plus, like, I mean, is that $200 on top of the price to fix the phone? Because, I mean, yeah. Cop needs a raise. Oh, geez, guys are running people over?
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, like, you got him. How many people did the cop run over? Did the cop run anybody over? Almost. He almost took out like 2 or 3 guys there. But, yeah, I don't know. Nemo's, this shit. AI is gonna be such a problem in like, in time for the next election. Like, it's so good right now. Like, you can spot like his hands backwards there. It keeps on like disappearing into the fish. But like, look how real this looks. I mean, if you're not looking too close at it, I mean, this is pretty damn realistic looking. The fact that the guy's hands keep on like melting into it, a pretty dead giveaway, but like, this is crazy, man. Considering how good it's getting, how quickly it's getting that good. I mean, like, this shit is gonna be a problem. Like, very soon. Yeah, I don't know, man. The next election is gonna be just a nightmare. Like, hopefully, there's gonna be like tools, like AI tools that can spot other AI videos that'll come along and help out. But like, man, right now it's pretty rough. Oh yeah, this is hilarious. This guy, I don't know where you get 120,000 lumen high beams from, but yeah. Notice how everybody turns their high beams off. Like every single one. That's like, yeah, those would definitely come in handy. They probably fry your battery if you leave them on for too long, though. Or melt your the plastic to your headlights. Al Pacino says he only starred in Jack and Jill because he had no more money. Yeah, you know, I've heard that a lot of these celebrities from like the 70s, 80s, 90s, they're all like broke now because they spent all their money from their prime. And yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense if you spend money like it's water, and then, you know, like they're just assuming they're gonna be in like amazing movies for the rest of their life. But like, you know, look at Robert De Niro now. When the hell was the last time he was in anything worth watching? Or Morgan Freeman, or all these guys, man. I mean, virtually none of them make anything worth watching anymore. Unless it's our white people, okay?
Hypothesis, here you Hygiene is definitely cultural. If you'd like some proof to support my hypothesis, here you go.
I don't say we avoid bathing, but we bathe very rarely.
Oh my god, I'm so happy that you're talking about this.
Yeah.
She didn't have a bath for like 5 months of her life.
Yeah, like we didn't bathe her for the first whole part of her childhood, and like.
What?
I don't wash my hands.
Oh, I was gonna say that too.
I don't care.
Okay, well, I mean, nobody is surprised this bitch does not wash her hands. I mean, like, look at her, for fuck's sake. She doesn't wash her hair either, doesn't wash her face. I mean, this girl looks dirty. Like, hasn't showered since fucking last year, dirty. Like, some of these people, like, this is not a cultural thing. This is just a stupid person thing.
I'm done hiding it.
Why do girls have to wash it? We don't touch nothing.
We don't even touch nothing.
I get when you take a shit, wash. Like if I'm in a public restroom and there's people in the stalls, I will even after I pee go.
Well, no, you dumbass. The reason you wash your hands, well, especially when you're in a public bathroom, is because when you even if you don't touch anything, when you're in a public bathroom, you're touching the stall, you're touching the handles, you're touching other shit that people that have touched shit are touching, you know? I mean, you just assume that every girl is like, you know, just, I don't know, hovering or, you know, going hands free or whatever. Like that's the thousands of people that use a public bathroom, or the hundreds of thousands, depending on how old the bathroom is. You're just going to go in there and like touch all that shit and never wash your hands. It's fucking gross. But then again, I mean, like looking at these bitches, that is not a surprise. Consider the source. What's this? Oh yeah, this was crazy. Oh shit, there's some. Oh yeah, Eminem is a grandfather now, man. Like, where the fuck does the time go? Like, dude, he's starting to look old too, isn't he? Like, in his 40s now. Like, you know, I mean, I kind of understand why like kids these days don't respect Eminem. Because, I mean, Eminem hasn't put out anything really good since, like, I don't know. Killshot was okay, but, like, I mean, since 2010, he's been pretty fucking weak. So, I mean, you think about it, I mean, kids that are, like, you know, were toddlers in 2010 are probably, like, 18 now. So they never knew a world where Eminem was, like, in his prime and really putting out bangers. So like I can kind of understand why kids these days don't respect Eminem. I sort of get it. You got to look at the old school stuff from the early 2000s and the late 90s. That's when Eminem was the shit. Oh God, what?
2020 election.
Just all them ballots and
What proof have you seen that it was stolen? The 2020 election.
just all them ballots and COVID coming in, where people can just mail in whatever they want to mail in. It's just unreal. You should never came to that.
You think COVID was related to the 2020 election?
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah.
We're sitting here for that reason. Oh yes.
COVID was sent here for influencing the 2020 election?
Yes, it was all a big old plan, and it's all going to come out in the end, and we're just waiting for that day and praying for that.
I swear, in America specifically, the thicker the accent, the dumber the person, man. I swear to God, the thicker the American accent, the dumber it is. The dumber the person you're talking to, because, oh, God, you can just hear the stupidity in their fucking voice. Yeah, it was all that, the COVID was all just for the election. The entire world was for the election. Because God knows America is the center of the fucking universe.
That day, and it's going to come.
And we've lost loved ones. My best friend lost her daughter at 28 years old to COVID. There's no sense in it. No sense in it. Yeah.
But yeah, millions of people died, over 1 million in America, millions around the world. You think it's infected people all over the world, a global pandemic, just to influence the 2020 election?
States of America, yes.
That's how evil they are, just like he was saying. All those people that's on the
But who did it? Who did it? Who released the virus?
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be good. What do you think it's gonna be? Who released the virus? Who do you think these little trumpets think released the virus? Probably the Democrats. I'm gonna say probably the Democrats. Democrats in China. It's either Democrats or China. Who is it?
China and Democrats.
China and Democrats. Hey, I was right. Both China and Democrats. Both of them. We're in cahoots. Democrats just love the CCP, don't you know?
China or the Democrats?
Both of them. They work together. They're both evil.
China and Democrats work together to release COVID to influence the 2020 election?
In November 2019, I saw China wearing them masks, and I said, our country, if it comes to our country wearing them masks, we're done. And what happened?
2017. Asian countries in general have always worn masks. Indonesia, Thailand, Japan. You go to all these countries. If you went to these places in the 90s, you would see people wearing masks, man. It's just like a respect thing. If you're sick, you don't want to spread it to others. It's a foreign concept. I know it's a foreign concept of anywhere in North America not spreading your fucking illnesses and diseases to every person you come in contact with. But not everybody in the world is a sack of shit. It's just like, oh, well, I'm sick. You get to be sick too.
3 months later, we're wearing masks everywhere. Yeah. And that's the saddest thing that's ever happened to our country.
But it was all.
I think you are the saddest thing that's ever happened to our country. Jesus Christ, these people are stupid. Landslide at coal mine in Inner Mongolia. Oh yeah, this was crazy. There's just no escaping this. These are all those massive dump trucks that are all 100 feet tall or whatever, and they look like tiny little ants, man. So this mine has got to be this gap here is probably 20 or so football fields across. Maybe not that much, maybe 15 football fields across. But yeah, this is just a massive amount of fucking land that just falls on them, and nobody survived this. Not one of these people got out of there alive. Just swallowed whole. And you gotta wonder, if they're in those trucks, I would imagine that, they're probably, buried under there, with a little bit of oxygen, because those things are huge. Those giant-ass dump trucks, those things, could probably, as long as you don't have the window open, you could probably be, relatively safe in there, but I mean, that's a lot of dirt, man. Like, I don't know if that would crush one of those cabs or not, but yeah, I mean, the amount of time it would take to dig them out, they'd be dead by the time anybody got to them anyway. Doctor in Brazil brought back to life a newborn. Gotta love how casual he is about it. Like he does it every day. I don't know, maybe he does do it every day. He's one of those maternity ward doctors. Definitely knows what he's doing. Why is he pinching him? I wonder if that's to, like, stimulate the nerves or whatever. So is that like the baby version of CPR, that pinching that he's doing? Like, he keeps on pinching him. I guess it's like too small to do actual CPR on. Yeah, he's just pinching him. I wonder if he's leaving like the umbilical cord attached, because like there's got to be still like some residual oxygen traveling through there. So I guess that's like helping. Oh, just on the hand move. He's coming back. There he goes. The other hand's moving too. Yeah, so I guess that pinching thing is like baby CPR. What's he doing? Spraying some water on his dick? Well, I guess you spray some cold water on my balls, it will wake me up too. Oh, there he goes! He's alive! He's alive! And this guy could not give half a shit. Like, look how calm he is. Literally just brought a dead baby back to life. Doesn't give a fuck. He said, gives it... I don't know, it does, I guess it does that every day. This was crazy. So this was like a gas station in Russia. I guess that's the fuel tank that just gets launched. Wait a second. Oh man, it stops right before it hits a car. Oh, dude, I wanted to see it hit the car. Damn it. Why would you stop right before it hits the car? That sucks. Oh, there's another angle. Let's see. So that's the guy filming, and that's the car right there. Oh, it bounced over the car. What? Oh, man. Well, hopefully there's nobody in the car. If there's somebody in the car, then it's a good thing that it didn't hit the car. But if the car was empty, man, like, I wanted to see it hit the car. Oh, this is so cool. This is nightclub with surround LED screens for immersive experience. Like, that is so cool, man. Imagine being on, like, LSD or mushrooms or something in this. Like, oh, that'd be awesome. I don't know. I haven't done any psychedelics in like almost 20 years, but oh, it'd be so cool to do it. Like, that is one of those, like, that's one of those special occasions where it's just like, okay, well, I gotta do something while I'm in here. Oh yeah, this was crazy.
Door closed. Whoa! Door closed. Keep the door closed. Whoa! Whoa! What? Where's Viv? Where's Viv?
I think she's the one that got blasted through the door.
Oh my God. Jake, are you okay? Coming in. Get out of here!
Oh, that's creepy when the lights go out. Oh, I'd be...
Door closed. Keep the door closed. Whoa!
So where was this? Is there any context here? You know, this is the one good thing about Twitter is, like, you can almost always just scroll through the comments and... What's going on here? Oh, God. Did the stream die? Our connection is dog shit right now. Uh-oh. Everything's frozen. Okay, there we go. Yeah, but this is the one, decent thing about, come on, dude. Where is the fucking internet at? Jesus. Alright, you know what? I think it might be time to pull the plug on this. Things are just not working. But, you know what? We got 2 hours out of it, so, you know what? I'm happy. I mean, it isn't all political stuff, and, be honest, a lot of it was, just filling time, but, you know what? I don't know, depending on how much I can put together in time for tomorrow, I might do a late night live stream for Saturday night. You know, we'll see if I can, get enough stuff done. I still got a bunch of videos to edit, and I gotta upload a couple, and gotta get these stories put together in some kind of comprehensive way. Like I said, I need to hire somebody, but, you know, kind of hard to do without any money. But, yeah. Check back here, I don't know, definitely after 10 o'clock. It's not going to be before 10. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a live stream tomorrow. I'll, you know what? If I think I can get one out, I'll, put a, post up in the community section on YouTube. So just subscribe to the YouTube channel, and, if I think I can get a, I don't know, enough done, I'll get a little late night live stream going tomorrow. There definitely won't be one on Sunday, but hopefully over the weekend I can get caught up on everything and be back in time for 8 o'clock on Monday. Don't hold me to it, because as you saw this week, it didn't exactly go as planned, but you know, we will try. Anyway, I'll check in with you guys later. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.